Willie D Live.
What's up, family? I just watched a clip of David Banner on Drink Champs, and he brought the fire. I ain't got no problem with that. Man, he brought the fire. Man, he had so much to say, I had to make notes. Let's start with the question he was asked about whether hip-hop still needs a union, because that was one of the things that David Banner was promoting back in the day, right? He said, nope, we don't need a union because we sold out. He straight up said the OGs sold out. We sold them out. He said that the streaming was the dumbest thing ever because we gave hip hop away. We went from making pennies on the dollar to less than a cent on the dollar. I'm talking about point nod one. Now, the film industry has taken somewhat of a hit, but it's nowhere near what's happened to music. Remember when Prince was saying that he wanted his masters back and he changed his name from Prince to the Symbol, and everybody thought Prince was crazy? Imagine what would have happened if everybody would have turned on the streaming platforms. Everybody would have turned and say, nah, including the fans. But what did we do, y'all? We took the low-hanging fruit. We took the easy way out. They pay a couple of big ones, and then they get everybody else on board because everybody want to be like the big guys. They figure like if they're streaming, then I should be streaming, right? The fans ain't no different. In fact, I blame the fans even more because the fans are the consumers. The fans have the final say-so in how the music is disseminated, how the music is consumed. Think about it. If the fans don't watch, if the fans don't listen, if the fans don't pay, then they got to go do something different. The fans are saying it with their dollars, like, we're not riding with this, we're not rocking with this. We're going to stick to this right here because we see that the artists are getting hurt. Now, of course, a lot of fans feel some kind of way about artists because so many artists are living a really good life and they getting a lot of money, but they don't understand that that's just a few that's at the top. Most artists, even some of the biggest artists out there, they can't make money off their music. Fans say, well, just make the money at the shows. So you're just going to work somebody to death. And even when you're doing money, even when you're making money off the shows, there's so many expenses that's attached to that. It ain't really what y'all think it be. So David Banner addressed all of it, fam. He hit on a lot of cylinders. He talked about how we gave the music industry to the tech guys who are corny. They're not cool. They don't care nothing about the music. He said that, right when we found out how to make our own way, we started doing the mom and pop stores. Here they come, moving the goalposts. But really, there's a little extra need to be put there. Yeah, there was more people doing mom and pop stores around the time that the shift happened. But we've always been on the mom and pop thing. In fact, oftentimes, that's the only place where black people would go and spend money, because remember, that was a time when we couldn't even go into the white record stores, the white-owned record stores, couldn't go into those stores. So we had to buy black. So the mom and pop record stores have been around forever. Shouts out to one of the greatest mom and pop store owners, George Daniels in Chicago. This guy, for his time that he was in the game, I think he might be still in the game a little bit, but the 90s, the 80s to 2000, man. George record store. Oh man, it was called it George's Music. Was it George's Music Hall? I think he called it George's Music Store, something like that. But George Daniels is the man. That's all you need to know. And Chicago music would not be the same. In fact, urban music in America would not be the same without him, because he helped break a lot of artists, including Ghetto Boys. David also talked about how distributors were calling him, music distributors were calling him, saying that they wanted his help in fighting these streaming services. They were getting all the money, they were squeezing them out. And he said he was all gung-ho. And then next thing you know, they stopped calling because they got cut in on the deal. Yeah, man. He also mentioned that when other cultures of people decide they want to hang black people often sit back and watch it happen. He cited how back in the Gap, when these uncivilized mutts would hang black people, sometimes there were black people who were standing by watching it happen, letting it happen. To drive home his point, he made the analogy of how people back in the Gap said they loved Jesus, but they allowed these uncivilized mutts to hang him on the cross. They said they believed him, yet they allowed these uncivilized mutts to hang him on the cross. He said that he was the Son of God. The Son of God, not the son of Joseph, not the son of Mark. He said God. They let those uncivilized mutts hang Jesus. And for that, David Banner said, "You a bitch." That's what he said, not my words. David Banner said that. He said, you let them do this to Jesus? They just watched it happen. And that's what's going on even to this day. We see these uncivilized mutts out here trying to crucify our people, and we jump on the bandwagon. Ain't none of our people perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. There ain't a perfect person on the planet. But yet, when these known enemies, we know these people don't like us either. Known enemies, open enemies, attack our people, we jump right on board. If we're not just sitting back watching it happen and being quiet about it, we're piling on the insults, piling on the criticism. We pick up a tiki torch and start, he need to be locked up, lock him up, throw away the key. Nobody else is doing that. No other cultures, no other people are doing that. Yeah, man, David Banner is necessary. But what say you? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.